Okay, I'm at George's house. This is Grant Putnam Landscaping. Just gonna do a quick walk around the property and just kind of explain everything. So one of the concerns was up in this area. So as we're going down the driveway, before we reach the house, in this area, there's like a 30-foot by 20-foot area that we want to maintain as far as weed whacking if we cut the lawn every 2 weeks in this area kind of above that ledge. All right. In the future, you'll probably add some plants in here. Don't try to install more of the laurels. That's probably what died in here. Okay. The grass is in pretty good shape. There are a bunch of spots in the lawn that are damaged from the lawnmower turning tightly. So that's another item to point out. So this whole area has mulch on this side. There's currently sweet peat, but you might consider using just regular mulch because the sweet peat decomposes twice as fast and breeds a lot more weeds. So it's more cost effective both weeding and for the mulch if you use regular mulch. Okay, the other big thing was summer seeding. So that would be seeding constantly throughout the summer when the gardening crew is here to try to fix some of these dead spots in the lawn, okay, to repair some of that. So again, here's another mulch area. There's 2 dogwood trees here, 2 dogwood trees here. The spruce trees I recommend pruning because they're gonna get too leggy and kind of spread out. You're gonna lose lawn space. I recommend doing that as soon as you can. The lawn extends all the way to the street. I recommend pruning some of these dogwoods too, like that dogwood tree needs to be pruned. Maybe removing some of the lower limbs on this white pine tree so you can get better grass because you're getting lack of sunlight. I don't think that lower branch does much for you. Taking out this maple tree because it's going to grow way too big over time. All right, and then just putting lawn in, and it's going to destroy the other trees around it. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4 more dogwoods, and 1, 2, 3, 3 more crabapple trees, which need to be sprayed with fungicide in the spring, which looks like you've been having done, and that prevents apple rust fungus disease. Another dogwood tree here. 2 7-sun flower trees, also called heptacodium. Another dogwood tree here. Mulch all in that area. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pots that they want done at Mother's Day every year in regards to filling those up with beautiful annuals. Okay, St. John's wort, green velvet boxwood, and you got American boxwood over here. These need to be sprayed frequently to help prevent disease. Liriope, knockout roses, which need more frequent deadheading. The big thing here is making sure we keep the weeds down. So every 2 weeks, my suggestion is we do gardening as well as weeding. Okay, and that will really keep the property in tip-top shape. Too much shade in here, that's why those roses aren't doing well. So that should be a different plant over the time. Add more vinca in the future. Install a 12 to 14 foot Stewartia tree to replace that one. That's about a 3 1/4 inch caliper tree. Trim the lindens, 1, 2, 3 lindens. Trim back the Manhattan euonymus. Have their own separate pair of clippers, hedge clippers, no machine on all the hedges, so no machine on the property. These are starting to die because they're getting root bound. These are glow blue spruce, and they're gonna die fairly soon. So just so you know, I would probably take these out and put these with just maybe more annuals and more flowers. I'm gonna take a branch of this now, and I'll send it into the lab for you, and just make sure that you don't have blight, okay? And then again, we got to get on top of the spraying. Clipping off more of the top branches that look kind of crazy on both tree hydrangeas so it doesn't look like that. And then getting on top of the pruning on this earlier in the season. Okay, so it doesn't look so messy. So this is a Fothergilla. That's pretty. Dutsia, the problem with these are going to grow too wide over time. And there's a couple open vacancy spots that you could add some more plants. Okay. Ferns, that's nice. Here there's a lot of, again, lawn repair as far as seeding going. That should be happening more frequently. Mophead hydrangeas, and I explained that to you that they're not going to flower every year because they bloom on last year's buds. These are Steed's holly. These guys right here, these have to be pruned back. They're kind of going out of control. So these have to be pruned back. Green velvet boxwood. Lilacs. Too much water. Got to cut back the irrigation here. Paperbark maple, beautiful tree. It's looking good. Another dogwood, another dogwood. Two more dogwoods, another dogwood back there. Rethink the hosta, maybe transplant these and put something else in here that's more shade tolerant, and also the deer won't love it, but you definitely got to get on top of deer here. This looks like it's a little overgrown for this area. You might just want to take this out. It's a preference item. Cut back some of these so there's not sticking up crazy like this with the paniculata hydrangeas. So I would cut them back to about here. Leave the base flowers, but remove these tall stalks. I think that looks funny. Tie all the boxwoods to prevent snow damage over the winter. You might need to put a bigger boxwood over there because it looks a little out of whack. Marissa viburnum. Spruce trees, these also need to be pruned. Variegated boxwood. Lilacs, see, these are healthy. See the difference versus the ones in the back? Seven sunflowers, that's another, there's three of them actually, there's one in there too. Two more Marissa viburnum. This whole area has to get mulched back here. It's a pretty good sized area. So it's this big area that has to be mulched every year. And the lawn extends down through here. You got lawn on this side. You got more lawn on this side. Looks like there is a gate down here that we can gain access with a lawnmower. This is less visible. It's going to be tough getting good lawn down here because it's very shady. Okay, so I wouldn't have high expectations for this area in here. I wouldn't invest a lot of money into it. And the lawn kind of extends down through here. So like I said, I wouldn't go crazy with summer seeding in this area. I don't think that makes sense. I do spring seeding, fall seeding, but it's just, you know, as you can see, it's kind of a fighting and losing battle. You got these guys, daisies. Another boxwood hedge back here. Huh. Plum tree. A couple dogwood trees and one that's dead. So that's about it. So I'll put together an estimate for you. I'll shoot it over, but thanks again for the opportunity. We'll chat soon.